Lily spent the days following her doctor's visit in a state of disbelief. The news of her second pregnancy had hit her like a ton of bricks, and she felt paralyzed by the weight of the situation. Every plan she had made for herself, every dream of a better future, seemed to be slipping away. She hadn't even told her parents yet, and the thought of their reaction filled her with dread. Tom, too, was struggling with the news. He knew they were already stretched thin, and the idea of bringing another child into their lives was terrifying. He tried to be supportive, but the stress began to take its toll on their relationship. The arguments became more frequent, and the cracks in their once strong bond started to widen. Lily found herself at a crossroads, forced to make one of the most difficult decisions of her life. She knew that continuing with the pregnancy would change everything: her education, her future, her relationship with Tom. But the alternative was something she could barely bring herself to consider. The pressure of making the right choice felt overwhelming, and Lily began to feel isolated and lost. Realizing she couldn't make this decision alone, Lily decided to reach out for help. She confided in her parents, who, despite their initial shock, offered her their unwavering support. They reassured her that whatever choice she made, they would stand by her, but they also encouraged her to seek professional guidance to help her navigate the situation. Lily reluctantly agreed to meet with a counselor, hoping that talking to someone neutral would help her gain some clarity. The counselor listened patiently as Lily poured out her fears and doubts. She talked about her dreams of going to college, the challenges of raising her first child, and her complicated relationship with Tom. The counselor helped Lily explore all her options without judgment, guiding her to consider what she truly wanted for herself and her children. It was an emotional process, but slowly, Lily began to see a path forward. She realized that whatever decision she made, it needed to be one she could live with, one that aligned with her values and her vision for the future. After weeks of soul-searching and counseling, Lily came to a decision that surprised even herself. She chose to continue with the pregnancy, but this time, she was determined to approach it differently. She knew that if she was going to make it through this, she needed to be stronger, more independent, and more focused than ever before. Lily decided to take a semester off from school to focus on her health and prepare for the arrival of her second child. It was a difficult choice, but she knew that trying to juggle everything at once would only lead to burnout. She began to plan meticulously, setting up a support system that included her parents, Tom, and Maya, who had become an even closer friend during this time. With a renewed sense of purpose, Lily started making arrangements for her future. She looked into online courses she could take while caring for her children, researched affordable childcare options, and even started saving money from a part-time job her parents helped her find. It wasn't the path she had originally envisioned, but it was one she felt she could manage. As Lily's pregnancy progressed, she found herself growing into the role of a mother in ways she hadn't expected. She became more confident in her abilities, not just as a caregiver, but as someone who could manage the complex demands of her life. The challenges she faced seemed less daunting now that she had a plan, and she began to see herself not as a victim of her circumstances, but as someone capable of shaping her own destiny. Tom, inspired by Lily's resolve, also began to step up in new ways. He took on more responsibilities at home, worked extra hours to contribute financially, and attended parenting classes with Lily. They both knew that their relationship was far from perfect, but they were committed to making it work for the sake of their growing family. Lily's parents continued to be a pillar of support, helping her with childcare, household tasks, and providing emotional comfort when she needed it most. Even Emma, who had struggled to accept the changes in Lily's life, became more involved, often stopping by to help with the baby or just to spend time with her old friend. As the months passed, Lily's due date approached, bringing with it a mix of excitement and anxiety. The arrival of her second child was both a moment of joy and a reminder of the challenges ahead. But this time, Lily felt more prepared, more capable of facing whatever came her way. When the day finally came, Lily went into labor surrounded by the people she loved. Tom was by her side, holding her hand and offering words of encouragement. Her parents were in the waiting room, ready to support her in any way they could. The delivery was difficult, but when Lily finally held her newborn in her arms, all the fear and doubt melted away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of love and protection. The first days at home with her new baby were a blur of sleepless nights and joyful moments. Lily and Tom worked together as a team, sharing the responsibilities of caring for their children. The experience brought them closer, strengthening their bond and deepening their commitment to their family. With her family now complete, Lily knew that the road ahead would be anything but easy. There would be new challenges, unexpected twists, and moments of doubt. But she also knew that she had the strength, the support, and the determination to face whatever life threw her way. Lily returned to school the following year, balancing her studies with the demands of motherhood. It wasn't always smooth sailing. There were still days when she felt overwhelmed, when the weight of her responsibilities seemed too much to bear. But each time, she reminded herself of how far she had come, of the obstacles she had already overcome. As Lily embarked on her college journey, she quickly realized that balancing higher education with motherhood was more demanding than she had anticipated. The workload was intense, and finding time to study while caring for two young children was a constant struggle. Every day was a juggling act, and there were moments when she wondered if she had taken on too much. Tom was supportive, but he was also facing his own challenges. He had started a full-time job to help support their family, and the long hours often left him exhausted. Their relationship, though strong, was tested by the demands of their new lives. They both missed the carefree days of their early relationship but knew that those days were long gone. Despite the challenges, Lily was determined to succeed. She found solace in her studies, seeing them as a path to a better future. She also began to form new friendships with other students, some of whom were also balancing parenthood with their education. These connections gave her a sense of community and reminded her that she wasn't alone in her struggles. As the semester progressed, the pressure began to take its toll on Lily. The sleepless nights, the endless assignments, and the constant demands of motherhood were wearing her down. She started to feel overwhelmed, and her grades began to slip. The fear of failing weighed heavily on her, and she found herself questioning whether she could really do it all. Tom noticed the change in Lily and tried to help more around the house, but even his efforts couldn't ease the burden she felt. The strain began to affect their relationship, leading to more frequent arguments. They both knew that the stress was temporary, but in the moment, it felt all-consuming. One night, after a particularly rough day, Lily broke down in tears. She felt like she was drowning under the weight of her responsibilities, and for the first time, she considered dropping out of college. But as she held her children close, she remembered why she had started this journey in the first place. She was doing this for them, to give them a better life, and that thought gave her the strength to keep going. Just when Lily felt like she was reaching her breaking point, an unexpected opportunity presented itself. One of her professors, who had noticed her dedication and potential, offered her a chance to participate in a special research project. The project was not only prestigious but also came with a scholarship that would significantly ease her financial burden. At first, Lily was hesitant. The project would require a lot of time and energy, both of which were already in short supply. But after discussing it with Tom and her parents, who all encouraged her to seize the opportunity, Lily decided to take the leap. She knew that this could be the break she needed to set herself on a successful career path. Balancing the research project with her other responsibilities was challenging, but it also reignited Lily's passion for learning. The work was engaging, and for the first time in a while, she felt truly excited about her future. The scholarship eased some of the financial pressure, allowing her to focus more on her studies and less on the constant worry about making ends meet. With the scholarship easing some of their financial strain, Lily and Tom began to find a new rhythm in their lives. They started to prioritize their relationship more, setting aside time to talk, relax, and reconnect. They realized that while their lives were busy and stressful, they still needed to nurture their relationship to keep it strong. They began to lean on each other more, sharing the responsibilities of parenting and supporting each other's goals. Tom, who had always been focused on providing for the family, started to explore his own aspirations, with Lily encouraging him every step of the way. Their renewed partnership gave them both a sense of stability and hope for the future. Lily also reconnected with her old friend Emma, who had been a bit distant since Lily's college journey began. They spent more time together, and Emma became a regular presence in Lily's life once again, helping with the kids and providing much-needed emotional support. The friendship gave Lily a sense of normalcy and reminded her of the importance of maintaining connections with those who had been there from the beginning. Just when things seemed to be looking up, Lily faced an unexpected setback. The research project she had been working on hit a major roadblock, and her professor informed her that they might not be able to continue due to lack of funding. The news was devastating, as Lily had poured her heart and soul into the work, and the scholarship had become a crucial part of her financial stability. Lily tried to stay positive, but the uncertainty began to weigh on her. She started to feel the familiar pangs of anxiety creeping back in, and the stress began to affect her studies once again. She knew that setbacks were a part of life, but that didn't make them any easier to handle. Tom noticed the change in Lily and encouraged her to talk to her professor about alternative options. After some hesitation, Lily took his advice and met with her professor. To her surprise, the professor was impressed by Lily's dedication and offered her a position as a teaching assistant to make up for the lost funding. It wasn't what she had originally planned, but it was an opportunity to continue her education and stay on track. Taking on the role of a teaching assistant was a new challenge for Lily, but it also opened up new opportunities. She found that she enjoyed helping other students, and the experience gave her a new perspective on her own education. The position also provided a steady income, which, while not as much as the scholarship, was enough to keep her and her family afloat. Lily's experience as a teaching assistant helped her grow both academically and personally. She became more confident in her abilities and started to see herself not just as a student, but as someone who could contribute meaningfully to the academic community. The position also helped her build stronger relationships with her professors, who began to see her as a capable and promising student. With this new beginning, Lily felt a renewed sense of purpose. She knew that the road ahead would still be challenging, but she was more prepared than ever to face whatever came her way. She was proud of how far she had come and excited for the future she was building for herself and her children. As she walked across the stage to receive her high school diploma, Lily felt a surge of pride. She had done it not just for herself, but for her children, her family, and everyone who had supported her along the way. The applause of the audience, the beaming smiles of her parents, and the sight of Tom holding their children in the front row filled her heart with joy. This was just the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with hope, determination, and the promise of a brighter future. Did you enjoy this story? Please let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to visit and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories. See you in the next video.